So today I'm going to show you step by step how to load Kodi onto your R36S device. This will allow you to watch movies, TV shows, and listen to music right on your device. Also, if you have a Wi-Fi adapter, you can even install Kodi add-ons and builds to stream live TV, music, TV shows, and more. If you want to watch it offline, you can load in your own movies and TV shows and play it right within the Kodi application on your R36S, and it will play perfectly fine. You can use this with headphones. You can use this without headphones, however you want. You can watch your TV shows. Additionally, you can listen to music, load in all of your favorite albums and tracks, have all of that offline as well, and then just go ahead, click and play any song. You can stop it, pause it, all of that. But that's pretty much Kodi. Again, you can, if you have the Wi-Fi adapter, you can do a lot more with this device. But I will show you step by step how to get Kodi onto your device on the R36S. And the first step of doing this, which I highly recommend doing, is just getting a new micro SD card. And what we're going to do is we're going to load in DarkOS, which is an alternative to RCOS. And preloaded on DarkOS is a version of Kodi that works perfectly on the device. And once we have Kodi installed, I will show you how to install movies, TV shows, and your music right onto Kodi, so you can access all of that offline and listen to it with headphones and watch it on your device. And you can at the same time have all of your games alongside as well, so you can play games like Grand Theft Auto Vice City. You can even have Rockbox as well on the side, which may be another video in the future, but just to show you that Kodi will be alongside all of your regular games, so you can basically have this R36S device turn into an all-in-one entertainment system. Alright, so today I'm going to show you how to install DarkOS on the R36S. You're going to need a fresh micro SD card. I'm using a 64 gigabyte SanDisk. And you'll need the original SD card as well. And the first thing that we want to do is identify the type of R36S that you have. So we're going to find out if you have a clone or if you have the original. My recommendation to identify the type of R36S that you have in the screen panel is to turn the R36S around. And then what you want to do is you want to open this back panel and then slowly take out the battery, but be careful because it is connected to wires and you don't want to rip anything out. And you want to read what is behind that battery. All right, so once you've taken off the back panel and the battery, you then want to look very closely to see what is written here on your R36S. As you can see, it says here G80C-MB and then version 1.1. You're going to want to remember this and make sure to just double check different locations. Some clones might have them written in different places, but you want to make a note of what is written there because we will need that later to decide which version of DarkOS we will need to download in order to load it on to the new micro SD card. So make sure to make a note of that. I will also now show you a second way that we can identify the type of R36S that you have if for some reason nothing is written there and you have an issue figuring out the version that you have. All right, the second way to figure out the version that you have is take out the micro SD card out of the right-hand side of your R36S. This should be the original micro SD card, not the new one, because we're going to want to look at one of the files on it to help identify your device. All right, so once you plug in the micro SD card into your computer, you'll either need an adapter to do that or have a micro SD port. You can get an adapter on Amazon if you need one, but basically plug your micro SD, again the original micro SD, into your computer. Once you have that mounted, you should then go and look for a boot partition. Once you're within the boot partition, you want to look for a .dtb file. So again, in the boot partition, look for a .dtb file. And once you have those .dtb files, you then want to go to this website. I'm going to put it in the description, a link to it. But basically, this is a website where you can identify the screen type and if you have a clone or not, just by using the database file. So if you want to go ahead and just drag one in to test it out, for example, you would go ahead and drop it in and click on Identify My Screen. And once you do that, it should identify your screen. If you have a clone that is very rare, like the one I have, it may say that it does not match any content existing. But if you have a regular clone or an original, it should tell you if it's the original, or if it's a clone, it'll tell you the panel type. Again, if this doesn't work for you, as it has not for me, you want to depend on what it says physically on the back panel of your R36S device when you take out the back panel and the battery. And just make sure to make a note of what is written there, because we will need that for the next step to figure out which version of DarkOS you will want to use to put onto the new micro SD card. Alright, so now that we've identified the R36S type that you have, you now want to go to the DarkOS RE GitHub site. I will put that in the description as well, so you can just click on the link and go straight to there. But once you are here, you want to scroll down and you will then see supported systems. And here is the important part. You want to select the version that you need for your R36S type. They have just about everything that you should need. And in my case, if you do recall earlier in the video, we saw that it was written on the R36S behind the battery, this G80C-MB version 1.1. However, with the identifier website, it did not work to tell us if we are panel 8 or panel 9. And my recommendation is to just download both, load one onto the new micro SD card, try it out. If it doesn't work, then it's probably the other one. So we're going to go ahead and test out one to start, but it's either going to be panel 8 or 9 in my case, because again, this was written on the back. This is the version of the R36X clone that I have. So let's go ahead and start first to try out panel 8. If it doesn't work, we'll try out panel 9. So what you want to do once you identify your device is click on one of them. If you know exactly which one, you can click on the exact one that you know. Then once you click on that, you should see this page. You should see firmware installation. You want to scroll down and click on releases page. Once you click on that, it will then bring you to the next page. You then want to scroll down. And in my case, you will then see the G80CA-RE. This is, again, what was written on the back of the clone version that I have. So this is the one that I'm going to want. You then want to go down and see the firmware file. And from here, you can just click on one of these options to download it. Mega usually works just fine. But basically, you go to there. Once you click on that, it should then load the download file. So you can go ahead and click on download. That will then start to download the zip file. Alright, so once you have the zip file downloaded, what you want to do is just double click on it to unzip it. And then click on extract, and you can just put it into the downloads folder is fine. If you do not have an unzip software, you can use WinZip or 7-Zip. There's many different softwares you can use on Windows and Mac OS. If you're on Linux, it should be built in just fine. But basically, you just want to unzip that .7z file. So just make sure you have a software that can do that, such as WinZip, and you should be good to go. So let's do that now and wait for that to unzip. Alright, so once you extract that file, you should have the .img file. What you want to now do is you want to write this onto the new micro SD card, which you have plugged into your computer. On Linux, you can just double click on that .img file and then select the destination, which will be the micro SD card, and then click on restore. If you are on Windows, you can use the software called Rufus, which is free. You can go ahead and download it, and then you use Rufus to write this file to the micro SD card. But for this example, we are on Linux, so we're just going to go here and click on start restoring. So once you do that, it should start writing the DarkOS right onto the micro SD card. And all you got to do is just wait for it to finish writing that image file. And on the micro SD card, it should basically just be installing DarkOS RE for your correct version of your R36S. All right, we've now taken the new micro SD card with the DarkOS loaded onto it, put it into the right-hand side of the R36S. Once you do that, you can now power on the R36S. You will now see the DarkOS RE screen. You can wait for that to load. The initial load will take a little while as it's going to write the DarkOS properly onto everything. So just go ahead and give that a moment. It may take a few minutes for the first initial load. Just go ahead and wait for that. You will see this screen as it starts to load in. It will then restart. Just give it a moment to load for the first time as it goes through the initial boot process. This will be a one-time process, so you don't have to wait this long each time it loads. It will just be the initial process as it expands the partitions and everything. So just go ahead, give it a few minutes, wait for that to load up, and you should have DarkOS ready to go very shortly. As you can see, it completed the expansion and will now reboot. And once it reboots, that should be the final reboot for DarkOS. And give it a moment to boot up for its first initial boot. You'll then see Welcome to DarkOS. Alright, so once DarkOS loads, you can then keep scrolling down and you should now see Kodi. And within Kodi, we did not load anything on the micro SD card. So what we're going to need to do is basically load in any movies, TV shows, or music into the proper folders on the micro SD card. But now that we know that DarkOS is working perfectly, all we need to do is go ahead, click the start button, scroll up and click on quit, shut down system, click on yes. And now we can go ahead and take out the micro SD card and we can plug that back into the computer. And now we can load in all of our movies, TV shows, and music into Kodi. All right, now that your micro SD is plugged back in, just go to the EasyROMs partition. And then to load in music to Kodi, all you want to do is scroll down and click into the music folder. If there's not a music folder, just create a folder that says music. Just double click into that. And here I have a John Mayer album, so I'm going to go ahead and copy that here into the music folder. And then go back to EasyROMs. To load in any movie, all you want to do is find the movies folder. Once you're in the movies folder under EasyROMs, just go ahead and drag in any movie files that you have. I'm going to load in a copy that I have of The Departed here. Now that we've done that, you can scroll down, and if you do not see a folder called TV shows, you can just go ahead and create a new folder, and we can just call it shows, for example. Once you do that, just click into the shows folder, and then go ahead and drag in any TV shows that you have. You can organize it by folder, but since I'm just doing an example, I'll just go ahead and load in one episode for the example, but typically you'd structure it by the TV show name as the main folder, and then season 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. within that folder, and within each folder, all of the files for the episodes. But that's basically how you load in your shows, movies, and music. So you can go ahead and inject the micro SD card now and put it back into your R36S on the right-hand side. Alright, so now that we have the micro SD back in the R36S device, go down to Kodi, click on Kodi. You can now go ahead and launch Kodi. It will then take a second to load for the first time loading Kodi. Then once Kodi loads, you should see the main screen. And from here, you will see you have your movie section, TV shows, music, all of that, and it will search your databases for all of those currently. But first, we're going to go to movies, click into movies, and then you'll see your movies folder. You can click into the movies folder, and there you will see the movie that we loaded in. If you want to play it, you can just click on it, and it will start to play the movie. And that is pretty much it for loading in a movie. If you go down to TV shows and click into that, if you do not see the TV shows folder that we created here, you can click on Add Videos, click on Browse, and then you want to go to Easy ROMs, scroll down until you see Shows, select that and click OK. Go down, you can name it something different if you want it to appear different. I'm fine with it being Shows, but for example, if you want to just switch that and call it TV shows, you can change the naming of that folder here so it appears a little more clean on your device. So you can just go ahead and name that TV shows, for example, and go up, click OK, click OK. And then you want to select this directory contains TV shows, click OK. And then you would like to refresh. And now you will see TV shows there. So once you see TV shows, click on TV shows, and you will then see the show that we loaded in. You can go ahead and play it, and it should play just fine, no issues. A bit graphic, but that is pretty much it for TV shows. And then if you want to scroll down to music, it should automatically load in your albums just fine, especially if you structured them fine. As I said with the folder structures, if you do the album artist as the main folder and then the album name under it, it should load in everything perfectly fine. But you'll see we have an album here. You can click on any song. It will start to play that song. If you want to pause it or stop it, you can click the start button. You either skip the song, pause it, or stop. And that's pretty much it. That is Kodi. And additionally, if you really want to get super advanced, you can plug in a Wi-Fi adapter, and then you can basically just look up different Kodi add-ons to get access to live TV, sports, movies, TV shows, all of that. And you can basically add those add-ons within Kodi, and you can stream directly within Kodi on your R36S device. So pretty cool setup, but that's it for this video. If you found this helpful, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to comment down below. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.